Fuck. Wow. Shit. Okay. This episode, we start off with everyone in the fucking carriage, the army, the troops. They're all stuck in an illusion, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?" All the kids, all the soldiers, they're like, "What's going on? Why are we all separated? I don't know what's happening." Subaru, he sees like a blue flower, and it starts to grab him. But then you see a little tiny spirit, and it turns out Julius uses these weapons, or like these spirits, or like his sidekicks. Or apparently they're called La. They're, I guess, female. He calls them her and she, and they're able to release the illusion off of Subaru, and then he does the rest to the rest of them. What I really liked about that was that they show how dynamic Julius is, and he's pretty OP, and he's gonna be a key asset down the line here. I'm also a little worried for Julius in the future too, especially after the end of this episode, man. Jeez, whew. Alright, so basically the person who was attacking them is Rem, and because she was worried, she thought that maybe Subaru had betrayed them. She was calling them, "Oh, just because Rosal-sama's not taking care of you, you're going to go off and run to another master. You're no longer Emilia's dog." And the reason why she's thinking that is because when Subaru sent them a letter, I think he tried sending them a letter trying to explain the situation, but it was a letter sent blank. Now, here's what I'm trying to remember. Who sent the letter? Who did he ask to give them a letter? And why did they give a blank letter? And obviously in this country, if you're from this country, obviously, and you send a blank letter, it's almost pretty much a declaration of war. Now, anyone who was in charge of sending the letter, or whoever Subaru requested, I don't know if Subaru sent the letter. I'm going to probably have to look back in a couple episodes, but why would they send a blank letter? Is someone trying to cause shit between these two households? Is it someone from Subaru's side? Maybe someone from Emilia's side? But why would they do that? You know, if they know a blank letter means an act of war, they're trying to cause conflict between the two, and it's pretty obvious in my opinion. Anyone who's got a brain knows that, okay, someone's trying to fuck with them, and it's something to look into in the next couple episodes, because we're getting close. Man, we're getting close to the end of the season. Oh, I don't want it to end, and I'm so impatient waiting for the next part. So after the beginning of it, the rest of this episode is trying to get the villagers out of the village, because we know the witch cult is going to come after them. And he's trying to, and it's a little difficult at first because they're being really stubborn and really, like, a little bit bigot. They're being bigots, you know, towards Emilia, because, it's like, it's all that half-witch elves, the half-elf, you know, the half-demon, you know, Emilia, and they're afraid of her, they're trying to blame her. And I'm thinking, who gives a shit right now? Fuck with that. You're gonna die if you stay here. I don't care if you're racist. I'm like, come on, Subaru. You don't have to be dwelling on this. I'm thinking, my poor Emilia, these people are over. You know, they're all mean to her. How could I convince them? Like, you don't have to convince them. Fuck that shit. You convince them through actions. And that's exactly what happened. You get, I'm forgetting his name, the cat guy. I forgot his name. I'll look it up. And he's able to tell Subaru, don't be so sad. You have this action that you have to get done with, and you know it's a good action, so don't have your head down. And then that's when Subaru's like, listen, you have your opinions. I understand that. I'm not going to try and convert your asses, because that's what Subaru's always trying to do. He's trying to fucking convert people all the time when they have a negative aspect or negative thinking about Emilia. And I'm like, you don't try to convert people that way, or like try to convince them of their personality through that. You do it through action, and that's exactly what he did. I'm like, yes, good. You get it rolling, you get people out of there, they're getting everything ready, and here's where the shit gets fucking turned on its head. Man, we found out that Cat Knight, I'll call him Cat Knight, actually discovered that one of the villagers was part of the witch cult, and he grabbed him. Like, he put a spell on him, and he knocked him out. And then the guy's on the floor, and she's like, so give me everything you know about the witch cult, or I'm going to basically fuck you up and kill you. And then, like, it's amazing, crazy how instant these villagers can, or like this person is able to switch it and go crazy nuts for the witch cult. 1 minute he looks all normal, and then he goes, this is the beginning of the end. And he's like, got his eyes and bolts, and he basically kamikazes himself, and he blows himself out, and it knocks Subaru out, and he goes unconscious. And he's just like smiling and everything, man. I'm like, these guys are nuts, and they're able to blend in well with the crowd. You know, you always wonder, these people in the witch cult, they act so crazy and nutty, but how do they blend in with the crowd? That's some practice right there, man. They've been trained well. So the next thing you know, they wake up, and the whole village is being invaded. They're cutting down, they're attacking the village. You got the knights, you got Wilhelm fighting back. Wilhelm's able to see the hands, man. I gotta know what's his backstory, man. How does he see the hands? I'm not so sure if Julius was able to see the hands. I don't know if they confirm that, but I don't think he can be. Did he? Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised if he can see the hands too, but man, you got them all fighting, and it turns out the witch cult was hiding in the cargo, so even when you put the barriers on, I think they were already in that area. How does this barrier work? The one that Emilia put on in the past episode. Does it just work for the mobbies? I'm pretty sure it probably just works for the mobbies and not an actual person. Otherwise, anyone who has part of the witch, it probably would keep Subaru out too. But it only keeps the mobbies. And that's another thing about this episode, is that we get a reminder on how good of a person Emilia is, because she, it turns out a day earlier, maybe a couple days earlier, she was trying to get the villagers to go and have refuge into the mansion, and no one would listen to her because, you know, they're racist, whatever. They're afraid of her, you know. They're afraid. They're like, we can't trust this girl. You know, she's dangerous. You know, you go around her, you might mess with the witch cult, and it's understandable. But it's like this show is like, remember, Emilia is still like a good person. She's really strong. She's really sad though, and she gets hurt easily. But then Subaru's reminded, oh, she's not one to just give up even if someone rejects her. So she put a barrier up expecting the mobbies to show up. But she was only expecting the monsters. I'm not sure if she was expecting the witch cult, because it didn't work on the witch cult. It works on the dogs. So throughout this, you know, even the little girl was wondering if Emilia was going to come with us. So she kind of felt bad. So I'm like, I really like that. It reminded us, this is Emilia's character. We're getting more screen time for her. It's time for Emilia to come back into the show, because I really miss her. I really liked her character. It's funny. It's like you can't have both things, you know? You want Rem and you want Emilia, and then you get Emilia and there's no Rem. I'm like, can we just get both? I'm like, damn it. You can't have everything in this show, I guess. You can't have everything perfect, man. There wasn't Rem again today. I miss her already. Oh well. But, okay, here's where it gets way nuttier. And I guess it was kind of like foreshadowed, because there are all these fingers in the witch cult, right? And they all act exactly the same, all crazy, but it's like I'm seeing a pattern in the way they're acting crazy. They all act like Betelgeuse, and I'm like, I was kind of hoping for like everyone to be crazy, but a distinct crazy. You can tell the difference, but they all act like Betelgeuse, and I'm like, what's up with that? So they're all fingers of the witch cult. And then here's where the plot twist comes in at the end. They're able to defeat the witch cult. They defeat all the fingers, so to speak. Towards the end, Emilia was able to fight them off. They all work together. Wilhelm is a little bit in danger right now. But at the end of the episode, Subaru gets fucking possessed. He gets possessed, man, like demon style. He's all doing the cliche, oh, get away from me. He runs away, get away. And then all of a sudden, he's like, too late. And he's like, Betelgeuse Roman Cantillo or something like that. And he's like, oh, wide eye, the animation. And I'm like, oh, so what the fuck? This guy's a spirit or some kind of demon of sorts that can't die. So apparently when Puck got him, he wasn't dead. He's never been dead. And I love that. That's awesome, because now we get to see him die a lot more often. I think it's hilarious. But this guy is nuts as hell. Basically, at the end, Julius and the girl, they have to kill Subaru. And Subaru even asks them to kill him. He's able to fight it off a little bit. And he was like, oh, I'm not Subaru. I'm not who you are. Get out of me. But he can't, like, he understands he's going to get possessed eventually. So he kills him. And now we're going to get a time. We're going to go back. Or maybe jump a different dimension. I don't know if we're going back in time. Dimension hopping. I'm not sure how that works. We're going back. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to go back to. I'm really interested in that part, on where he has to lead off on, and now that he knows. Well, here's where it gets really tricky. How does he stop this? We know in the past, it's like a different level for Subaru. It's a video game. He went from having to just change things here and there, from getting people's trust, and then having to go to politics, and understanding the dirt side of politics and how to get people's trust and how to get people to do favors for him. And now we're going into the supernatural, more supernatural shit, where now you got a spirit invading his ass. How the fuck do you stop that? He's gonna have to do some research on how to stop Betelgeuse from taking over him, because I don't care how much success you have in stopping the witch cult when you come into the village. If you can't stop Betelgeuse from coming you, and you're fucked. You're gonna do a lot of resets over there, because you're gonna keep asking them to kill your ass. That's interesting. He's gonna have to do some research, wear some garlic, I don't know, get a cross, stop Betelgeuse from getting up your ass. But man, this is very interesting. And now here's one thing. I want to know what it's like if Betelgeuse gets inside of Subaru. I want to see perspective from his perspective. I want to see if Betelgeuse can tell what the fuck is inside Subaru's body. What's going on in his mind? Why are things the way it is? Why are things with Subaru? You know, can Betelgeuse give another perspective? It's like he's inside his body and he'll be like, oh, what the hell's in this guy's body? Why is he favored this much by the witch cult? I want to see another perspective from Betelgeuse. That'd be pretty interesting. I kind of hope that happens, but I'm not so sure if it will. Either way, this episode was amazing. Oh, that ending. This might be my favorite episode. It's not a 1 out of 5, not a 2 out of 5, not a 3 out of 5, not a 4 out of 5. It's a Fantard out of 5. Never go full Fantard unless it's for RE0. Peace, bitches.